union into franchises, not clubs, add some serious cash and a bit of razzmatazz. Or in their words, make the game more watchable, accessible and entertaining, especially for younger audiences. But there's been a huge pushback, a massive no way from the current game. So what exactly is R360 and why is it controversial? Rugby union is facing challenges on a domestic level right now. There's huge financial instability across even top-tier clubs. The English game has seen leading clubs like Wasps, London Irish and Worcester go out of business in the top flight. The Welsh provincial game is in total disarray too. R360 says they would remove what are easily some clubs' biggest expenses, i.e. the big stars, and therefore make more of them profitable. So the plan is to inject a new lease of life into the sport. But how exactly? Top stars of the men and women's game playing for a franchise-based league with fixtures in cities like London, Miami, Tokyo and Lisbon. Each city would host a tournament featuring all the franchises during a short 3-month season. And though no players have officially confirmed, reports suggest around 200 have signed pre-contracts, some worth up to 750 grand. And if that's the pre-contract, you can imagine where the full wages will get to. Problem is, the rest of rugby says no. In fact, no way. The national unions from England, Scotland, Ireland, France, Italy, South Africa, New Zealand and Australia have declared any player joining R360 will be banned from test selection. World Rugby's also not approved the league. Many fear it echoes football's failed European Super League, a top-down, money-driven idea that could damage the sport's traditions. So is it dead already? Well, rugby union is at a crossroads. Some may be against it, but we know others are being swayed by the cash. So will everything work itself out? Or after the European Super League and Live Golf, have we got sport's next big scandal on our hands?
Good morning. This morning, I'm Olivia Buzaglo. This is the early sports breakfast here on talkSPORT. If you're a Manchester United fan listening this morning, I'm sure you will be very, very happy with that win away at Everton, especially after what happened in the game at Old Trafford against them. Now 3 points off Aston Villa, 3 points ahead of both Chelsea and Liverpool, and Champions League spots is most definitely in your hands. On the breakfast show at 6 a.m, it's Ali McCoist and Gabby Agbonlahor. I'm sure they will get into Manchester United under Carrick, whether they should finish top four, whether there are any excuses for Man United if they don't finish top four. Then at 10, it's Sam Matterface and Simon Jordan. Simon, I'm sure, gets stuck into this Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather news. Floyd Mayweather coming out of retirement to fight the man he fought over 10 years ago. But Nick is back, had Monday off.
I did, yeah.
Was it nice?
It was lovely.
Good.
It's always like, oh, then then you got so much to do.
So much, and that is what we have got coming up on the show today, isn't it, Nick?
We've got plenty. We'll start at Hill Dickinson. United's big money signings combined to take them clear in fourth. Michael Carrick. A lot of talk about him potentially getting the job next season. We've got David Moyes on whether Everton's new stadium is a help or a hindrance to them. We'll hear from Lindsay Vonn on that incredible Winter Olympics injury. She's out of hospital. Good news, but it's unbelievable what she's gone through. And we're asking, is there a media agenda against Arsenal? Get in touch. 03717 223344 or WhatsApp or text 81089.
Right, let's get into it, shall we? Nick, it's True Crime Tuesday.
It is True Crime Tuesday.
I actually haven't watched anything. I am currently reading, though, a book that Paul Ross, who you've just been listening to.
Is this about the Hungarian women?
Yeah, he gave me. So I'm reading that before bed every night. It's a lovely bedtime read.
Right.
Nice bit of light reading before bed.
Bumping off all the men folk. Yeah.
Basically, so I'm currently reading that, which is very good.
Nice.
But I haven't actually watched anything?
Do you know what? I got 3 recommendations.
Oh my God, do you?
For our True Crime
Okay,
Tuesday
good.
listener.
Fire away.
Well, on HBO or the internet, if you can find it, The Life and Deaths of Robert Durst. Have you seen that?
So I've seen The Jinx.
Right, yeah.
And that's obviously
Same deal. That's
the
it.
most
Jinx.
iconic true crime documentary you will probably ever see. So is it similar to that?
No, that's the same one.
Oh, same one?
Yeah. I think it's called The Jinx, Life and Deaths of Robert Durst. Maybe that's...
Okay, yeah. I mean, if you haven't watched The Jinx, try and find a way to watch it. It's amazing. Yeah, I won't give it anything.
Also, have you seen the Netflix documentary on Amanda Knox about the trial in Italy? That's worth watching. It's really good.
I might actually watch that. It came up the other day, but I didn't actually watch it. But I need to.
Really good. And then a sporting one, Icarus. Have you seen that?
No.
So it's about this American guy who started to... The documentary starts as one thing and becomes completely another. So as a cyclist, he tried to do some blood doping and see if he could improve his cycling, like an amateur...
Right.
But a good level amateur cyclist tried to improve his times by doping. And then he managed to get in touch with this Russian guy who started whistleblowing about the huge state-sponsored doping program that Russia was eventually banned from the Olympics for. And then it just becomes this investigation. And they have to protect this guy from Russia, get him into hiding in the US. It's amazing.
Oh, wow.
Icarus is on Netflix.
Okay. Oh, there's some, really good shouts this morning.
Sporting true crime.
For the next time we do True Crime Tuesday, I'm not quite sure when it is. It might be next week. Can't remember. But if it is, I'll try and bring one because it's a bit poor for me, isn't it?
No, so it's all right. And the listener can get in touch with their
if you have any.
Yes. As well. We'll read them out during the show.
Absolutely, we will. Thank you very much, Nick.
Cheers.
Right, let's get into it, shall we then? Because Michael Carrick's Manchester United are now 3 points above Chelsea and Liverpool. They're 4th place in the Premier League, just 3 points of Aston Villa in 3rd. And that is all thanks to super sub Benjamin Šeško.
Manchester United visit Hill Dickinson for the first time. There's been no fixture in Premier League history that has seen as many away wins as this one. Keenan Dewsbury Hall works his square and Lawrence can make the save from Armstrong. Mainu, good ball in and Burma was there and then fires it over the bar.
Every time an Everton team pass the ball sideways or backwards, there's a rumbling around the ground because obviously they want the team to get forward and get forward quickly.
It has long felt like a game where first goal might win it. Brian and Burma will chase after it. He's only got Michael Keane, the keeper, between him and goal. He's rolling square and Šeško puts it into the bottom right-hand corner. Manchester United lead by a goal to nil with 20 minutes to go. And Manchester United have done to Everton here what Everton did to them at Old Trafford. 1 goal enough. It was Benjamin Šeško that scored it tonight. Everton 0, Manchester United 1.
Yeah, Benjamin Šeško once again. 13 days after he came off the bench to equalise against West Ham in the last second, he has now scored his 8th goal of the season and a big win for Manchester United. They've got 16 points from 6 games under Michael Carrick, and especially when you think about the teams that they've played, Everton away is never an easy game. At Goodison, at Hill Dickinson, never an easy game. I know their form at Hill Dickinson hasn't been great. But Senna Lamans again coming up strong. He's been very good. I did see someone say he's one of the signings of the season. I don't think that's it, but I think he has been brilliant for Manchester United and obviously made a massive improvement. It was pretty equal, you would say. You heard on comms there, they were saying, 1 goal's probably going to decide this, and that is what happened. And it was Manchester United signings, Matheus Cunha, Brian Mbeumo and Benjamin Šeško that combined for the only goal in a game that lacked a little bit of quality. And former Man United captain Steve Bruce was watching for talkSPORT.
Well, that's what you pay the money for. How often have we said it? It's all about players at the end of the day. And good coaches need good players. And certainly them 3 in that combination. The great pass from Cunha and a wonderful pass. And Mbeumo, the way he took it and laid it into Šeško. Šeško didn't even have to take a touch. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful goal. A good enough goal to win any match. It was the only real bit of quality we've seen in it. But then again, Man United have shown a little bit of desire after it. Comes into the box, the corners. The goalkeeper was immaculate. They tried to bully him. Didn't work all night. They looked after him as good as they can. And I have to say the goalkeeper stood up to every challenge that was thrown at him.
I thought it was a brilliant finish from Benjamin Šeško. I think, when I said about Lamans being someone saying Lamon's being signing the season, you could argue that the three players that combined, especially Brian Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha, have been better for Manchester United. But the finish was really good, and I think he had a lot of time to think about it. Where he knew when Mbeumo had the ball came across, and I thought it was a lovely finish. Into the bottom corner. Now, as calls for Carrick to get the job full-time grow a little bit louder, Manchester United caller Reese told Jason Cundy on Sports Bar, Carrick plays better football than Fergie. What is going on here?
I think that Michael Carrick plays more exciting and better football than Alex Ferguson ever did.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
You don't remember Sir Alex Ferguson?
No, I did watch it growing up.
Right. Okay. No, I get why you're getting excited, Reese. But come on, matey. Behave yourself. Being silly.
No, I think we can do it. And we'll give it a shot. Maybe 3 points off.
It's been 6 games. It's been 6 games under Michael Carrick, and a 21-year-old Manchester United fan has called in saying they play better football than Sir Alex Ferguson. And he said, no, we can do it. Okay, yeah, maybe in 15 years, if Michael Carrick's still the manager, then you can say that. You can't say in 6 games they've been playing better football than Fergie. However, they have been playing some very lovely football under Michael Carrick. So, listen, I can understand what Jason said. I can understand why Manchester United fans are getting excited, but let's just calm down a little bit, shall we? With that. Okay, so that's Manchester United, obviously, flying high into the top 4 in a really good position. But what I also would say about Manchester United is they have no excuses. They have no excuses. They absolutely should get a Champions League spot. And I think it would be a bit of a disaster from here on out if they didn't, just because of where they are, how they're playing, the teams they've beaten, and the fact that they have got 0 other competitions to focus on. Their sole focus is the Premier League, a game a week. So I think they have to. Everton then are still 9th, but they're without a win in 7 at home. So we asked David Moyes if the poor form has something to do with the move to the new stadium.
Maybe it is, but let's be fair. We could say it about all teams. Lots of teams who've gone to new stadiums found it difficult. Yeah, maybe, but tonight it didn't show. Certainly not from the crowd. Certainly not from the players. It did in the first half because we didn't show enough confidence and self-belief to go on. At the moments we broke quickly, we got away, and we turned back and we didn't go and weren't positive. I thought we certainly were in the second half and made much more of a game in the second half.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if it is just because it's a new stadium. I'm sure Everton will be fine. It'd be a tough job making it as hard as it was for people to go to Goodison, I think. But Everton's still having a good season, and Europe is still a possibility. Tonight on talkSPORT then, Adrian Durham brings you kick-off from 7 p.m. on talkSPORT with all the goals as they go in. From the Champions League and the EFL, you've got Newcastle against Qarabag. Newcastle 6-1 up from the first leg. That's the second leg playoff game, and in the Championship, Hull Derby, Watford Ipswich. And on talkSPORT 2, an exclusive for you, Middlesbrough against Leicester. Both teams would love a win in that one, wouldn't they? Leicester need it desperately. That kickoff is at 7:45. To boxing now, because as we know, the boxing world has gone mad, and it's getting madder, because boxing legends Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao will meet again in a rematch at the Las Vegas Sphere this September. Mayweather's 48. He's coming out of retirement to face his longtime rival, 47-year-old Manny Pacquiao. The pair last fought in 2015. Mayweather won via unanimous decision. And speaking on Saturday, talkSPORT's boxing expert Adam Catchell told us he wasn't against the idea. I'm surprised by this.
When Floyd makes this announcement, I'm coming back into professional boxing, then you think to yourself, right, first of all, where are you at age-wise? Where are you at fitness-wise? Where are you at weight-wise? Who are you going to be competing with? And what are you going to be attempting to do? Right? There's a lot of young killers out there in and around these weight divisions that Floyd used to frequent. I would imagine that he's going to be somewhere between 147 and 154. I would guess in and around that. But then when you start to say, well, it's going to be him and Manny Pacquiao. They're both as retired as each other. They're both as active as each other. It's got that nostalgia feel to it. I don't think I'd be too against that, to be fair.
I mean, if you're asking me whether I prefer this, I prefer Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather way more than I prefer Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua or Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. So, anyway, we're going to see it. Floyd Mayweather against Manny Pacquiao, the rematch And we'll have plenty more reaction on talksport.com and on TalkSport Boxing's YouTube channel. Right, today we are asking you the question: is there a media agenda against Arsenal? TalkSport's Arsenal invincible Martin Keown thinks there is, while Simon Jordan told him there absolutely isn't.
You have no objectivity. So the reasons why you catch shrapnel is because you lack objectivity. If you are very subjective about situations, you become very defensive of it. No one's got any agenda against Arsenal. Nobody in this studio.
Well, that's where you're wrong. That's naive. Who's naive now?
Well, there's nothing naive about it. Nobody's got an agenda against Arsenal, except when Arsenal make it about themselves and put themselves in a situation where they're beyond criticism.
See, this is where I agree with Simon Jordan, because personally, I don't know if there is a media agenda against Arsenal, but it is funnier when it happens to Arsenal only because of their fans. Arsenal fans are to blame for the way everyone reacts or wants Arsenal to lose. Obviously, they finished second in the last 3 seasons. They've been in pole position this whole season. They should have walked this league, by the way. They absolutely should have walked it, given the drop-off of everyone, but especially Manchester City. And because Arsenal fans talk about them as if they've won every trophy for the last 20 years, when they've won an FA Cup under Mikel Arteta, that's the realism of it. That's why people find it funnier when Arsenal mess up. So Martin Keown, Arsenal fans have themselves to blame for the way that the media and everyone else and football fans talk about Arsenal. You even had Wolves fans laughing. You had Wolves fans at Molineux celebrating getting a point, not just because they got a point, but because it came against Arsenal. But I think Arsenal fans are to blame for that. But is there a media agenda against Arsenal? 03717 223344 81089 on the text. This is Early Breakfast with me, Olivia Buzaglo. It's coming up to 5:17. Up next, we'll get the best of the back pages and we'll play today's top 5 quiz.
Let's talk about Oliver Glasner. Yesterday, the Palace fans who are putting up with a bit of a poor run of form, just 2 wins in 16. Their patience seems to be wearing thin. Sacked in the morning, chance came when I was in Mostar with them on Thursday night. They were not happy with Oliver Glasner yesterday. They held up a banner claiming that he is finished at the weekend. This is what he said during the week. He said, they can say and sing whatever they want. I know what I am doing. I would say the most important thing is stay humble. I think it's the same for the fans. Stay humble. Never forget where you're coming from. I think a few who are so critical in this situation are not humble anymore. Forget where you are coming from, and usually in life you are punished for this. Has a manager ever been as blatant about wanting to get sacked and leave the club with a payoff as Oliver Glasner? And
Is that what you think he's doing?
Yeah.
I'm Olivia Buzaglo. This is the Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We are, of course, looking back at Everton against Manchester United. Super sub Benjamin Šeško scored his 8th goal of the season. Just put Manchester United in the top 4 and just 3 points off Aston Villa in 3rd. We've obviously got Champions League playoffs second legs. Newcastle in action tonight, but 6-1 from the first leg. Is there any point? The draw, though, is going to be even more interesting because we'll find out whether Newcastle will play Barcelona or Chelsea in the knockout of the Champions League. And, of course, we are looking or giving you more reaction to Manny Pacquiao against Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather has come out of retirement to fight in a Las Vegas rematch. Are you up for it? Do you like that? I like it more than Jake Paul versus AJ and Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Similar guys, the same age, both legends. Yeah, a bit like Adam Catterall, if you just said Adam Catterall. I wouldn't mind it. We're building up to breakfast at 6 a.m. this morning with Ali McCoist and Gabby Agbonlahor. Oh, is Gabby getting a little bit nervous about Villa? He's lucky that everyone else behind them was rubbish, to be honest. So, well, not rubbish, but just can't put any consistency together. A few more things you need to know this morning then. Tottenham are into the quarterfinals of the Women's FA Cup after a dramatic 9-8 penalty shootout win over London City Lionesses. They got a penalty in the last kick of the game to take it to extra time and penalties. And they will face holders Chelsea in the last 8. Jack Draper's made a winning return to the tennis circuit after an arm injury. Draper beat Kentan Hayles in straight sets at the Dubai Championships. And US skier Lindsey Vonn, who you will remember crashed out at the Winter Olympics days after an ACL injury, is out of hospital after 2 weeks. That's brilliant news. She says a 6-hour surgery saved her leg from amputations. Just listen to this. She posted this on Instagram.
It has been quite the journey and by far the most extreme and painful and challenging injury I've ever faced in my entire life times 100. I'll give you the full rundown. Basically, I had a complex tibia fracture. Also fractured my fibular head, my tibial plateau, just kind of everything was in pieces. Dr. Tom Hackett saved my leg. He saved my leg from being amputated. So I feel very lucky and grateful for him, for the 6-hour surgery he put in on Wednesday to rebuild it, which went amazingly well. It's gonna be a long road. I'm in a wheelchair right now. I'm very much immobile. I'll be in a wheelchair for a while because I also broke my right ankle.
Oh my word. I mean, that's very, very, like, it's amazing news. She's out of hospital and the 6-hour surgery saved her leg from amputations. I can't work out. I remember sitting on this show saying, is it the right thing to do? Was it the wrong thing to do to try and, compete at the Olympics after her ACL injury? But obviously the mentality she has would not let her not compete. But we're so glad she's out of hospital and we wish her well in her recovery as well. For more on all the bigger stories, you can go to talksport.com and you can also watch us as well. We're everywhere. Samsung, LG, Fire, Apple, Android, Google, Prime Video, wherever you are, TalkSport will be there. You can send us a text on 81089. Today we're talking about whether there's a media agenda against Arsenal. I think no, but football fans find it funnier because of Arsenal fans. And Matt King has agreed that Arsenal agenda started with AFTV. Now 90% of their fans are unbearable. Jammer has said there's no agenda versus Arsenal. Keown is a baby. He was under his rock when they drew with Wolves. Then they beat Spurs and he gives it large. This is why we want to see Arsenal bottle it again. Chris has said, good morning, Olivia. The gerbils arrived today. Remember who we're playing on Sunday? Oh, that is such a big game. That is such a big game. Chelsea against Arsenal, 4:30 on Sunday. I will be there in the away end and not want to come into work on Monday if Chelsea lose. It's True Crime Tuesday. Remember, Richard in Sheffield said, fantastic true crime book, The Iceman by Philip Carlo, about a mafia hitman who hid his job from his family for 30 years. It's a fantastic read. Oh, there we go, Nick. One for me and you. Thank you, Richard. I might have a look at that. 81089 on the text if you've got any true crime recommendations or if you think there is or isn't an agenda against Arsenal. Okay, now it is time for today's top 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today's top 5 quiz.
All right.
Today's
top 5 is which outfield players have not missed a minute this Premier League season so far?
That is so tough because obviously 90% of the people that play every minute are goalkeepers. Yeah. There's one that comes to mind, but only one. I've genuinely only got one, and that's Virgil van Dijk.
He's in there.
Okay, good. But apart from that, there's definitely no Chelsea players because no one plays 90 minutes there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking centre-backs. I feel like centre-backs are the position...
There are two more centre-backs.
Two more centre-backs. Oh, God. I mean, off the top of my head, this is so hard.
And there's a West Ham legend.
Oh, Jared Bowen.
Okay,
so we've got Van Dijk. I'm happy with 2 out of 5.
That's pretty good.
I'm happy with 2 out of 5. 81089 on the text. Let us know the top 5 outfield players that have played. Is it the most minutes? Or
played the most minutes.
Played the most minutes in the Premier League this season.
We're looking for 2 more defenders and a midfielder.
2 more defenders and a midfielder. You heard it from Nick. 81089, help us out. We've already got Virgil van Dijk and we've got Jared Bowen.
2 of them played last night. That's what I think we should leave it for the listeners.
Okay.
Not Michael Keane.
Okay, fine. I have helped you out even more then. Back pages.
Yeah, better than Cesc. I mean, I see what they're doing, but it doesn't really work, does it? Because... Anyway, Sesko's finest. United super sub strikes again. That's twice he's scored off the bench. Yes, Ses on the back of the Mirror Sport. What do we think about Sesko?
I'm yet to see whether, obviously, he is super sub.
His highlights look good.
Highlights look amazing. And I thought the finish was really good yesterday. I think there's a reason why he's a sub at the moment. So I'd like to see him... if he keeps doing this off the bench, it's only a matter of time before you have to give him a start, I think. Yeah. But I wonder if he'll have the same impact from the start. We are yet to see. But as for Man United, he got them a point against West Ham. He's got them 3 points against Everton. Manchester United fans shouldn't be complaining.
Absolutely not. Serious story. Benfica star in racism storm picks up initial 1-game ban. So Gianluca Prestiani, this is kind of strange, but he's been given a provisional 1-match ban by UEFA. After what happened last week, we understand it's alleged he abused racially Vinicius Jr. from behind his shirt. Prestiani says he didn't say anything racist, but Prestiani now says, I said a homophobic slur, not a racist one.
Oh, that's okay.
Which could also get you a 10-game ban.
I was going to say, it makes no... that just... Whatever he said... The thing is, it's hard because obviously he puts his shirt up. What I would say about the 1-game ban, Nick, is that this happened back in 2021 and a Slavia Prague player was accused of racially abusing Glenn Kamara. Yeah. And he was also given a 1-game ban initially. Then once the investigation had been conducted, he was then given a 10-game ban.
That's it. 10 games is the maximum punishment that you can give.
So we've
homophobic abuse counts for the same. Now, this week we've seen horrific racial abuse online of Chelsea's Wesley Fofana, Hannibal Mabry from Burnley, Rocadare as well, the Wolves player. Rangers are now reporting it as well online. And, you know, all of this comes. It's all, you see, a lot of the players, Rocadare is posting a lot of them online, being called a monkey online. Now, this comes from a mistaken belief that for some reason black people are evolutionarily closer to monkeys. This is a very, very old, incorrect thing that was used to justify slavery, and we need to understand where it comes from, and we need to talk about it so it doesn't happen again.
It's an ongoing thing now because it doesn't get punished. This is the problem with social media, is that until you have to have, it's compulsory to have an ID attached to every account that you have. It's never going to stop. This is what I've said on X and on Instagram and on every social media account. You should have to have your ID, your driving license or your passport as proof of ID.
The problem with that then is that people can then find your identity online. So the problem is, where is that information stored? I completely understand your point.
Surely there's a way. Mark Zuckerberg, I'm sure there's a way that he can create it so that you cannot see where everyone's address is, but it blows my mind that we're in a world where that can still happen on social media every week. That's probably not reported every week, but it still happens every week. Absolutely. And nothing gets done about it. We're sat here, however many years, this has been going on for years, on social media, in football, in general life, and nothing gets done about it. So, yeah.
These players have a voice. You mentioned lots of people out there don't have that voice. Also, quite very quickly, very serious story. Moeen Ali has warned players to take action if they believe Pakistani signings are being boycotted by Indian owners in the 100. So a lot of Indian investment into the UK T20 cricket competition, the 100. But Pakistani players currently can't play in the IPL. And Indian owners own a lot of teams around the world, and what's happening is basically Pakistani players are being forced out. Now, Moeen Ali played for England but has got a Pakistani heritage, has talked about, this cannot happen in the UK, and that we need to make sure the Indian-owned franchises know that they can't get away with what they get away with in India here in England.
Gosh.
So quite a serious back pages today.
Yeah. But things that absolutely need to be spoken about.
Well, it's called talkSPORT. It's sport, and also it's a lot of talk, and we need to talk about these things and make sure that we do something to stop this from happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Nick. That was a review of this morning's back pages with talkSPORT's Nick Ellaby. It's just gone 5:30. Up next, we'll have some fun with the front pages and ask if there's any loyalty left in sport.
Nicky O'Reilly's brace kept City in the title hunt with a 2-1 victory over Newcastle. Chelsea dropped points at home to Burnley. Excuse me. Liverpool strengthened their push for Champions League football thanks to a late controversial winner from Alexis McAllister. That was an interesting game. I thought when I only watched the highlights here, I thought Forest actually played well.
Brilliant, yeah.
But there's only one place we can start, as Arsenal made a title statement again in the North London derby, defeating Spurs 4-1. Incidentally, had 3-1 in McCutton to restore their 5-point lead at the top of the table. Eze was Tottenham's tormentor again. He now has 7 goals in his last 4 games against Spurs since last May. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta said he stepped up another level last night.
I mean, he scored 5 goals in the last 2 games against them, which is extremely difficult to do. But I could see that he wanted to prove something. He was upset, even with me, because I didn't play him the other day from the beginning, and some of the decisions that I made. And I started to understand how we're going to get the best out of it.
It's not often you associate fan power with Chelsea Football Club, but one of the shining examples of it lies with a group called the Chelsea Pitch Owners. And they've proved to be the thorn in the side of owners past and present who've been dead set on moving stadiums to a larger, more lucrative piece of land. Essentially, the supporters group holds the freehold to the land on which Stamford Bridge sits. Former owner Ken Bates set it up at a time where some unruly property developers tried to evict the club from their ground. In order to prevent this, he established the CPO as a company that owned the pitch and offered the fans the chance to buy a share for £100. As well as that, they also own the rights to the name Chelsea Football Club, so if any owner wants to take them elsewhere, they can't be called Chelsea without the approval from the CPO. Now, in 2011, Roman Abramovich tried and failed to move them away from Stamford Bridge, and this has set a precedent for Todd Bowley and the current power brokers at Chelsea. They know any plan which involves moving from Stamford Bridge will require CPO approval from the now 13,000 fans who own it. There are fans who are concerned that if they stay at the bridge, they'll be left behind their domestic and European rivals who are moving to more commercially successful stadiums. But for the heritage and history lovers, Stamford Bridge is one of the iconic English stadiums, and to move away would be a grave mistake. It might not be as flashy as others, but stadiums like it have something about them that cannot be replaced. One thing's for sure, if Bowley wants to take Chelsea away from their home, he'll have to go through the CPO first.
Yes, the gallery has gone mad. Nick, it was just Mark yesterday. Henry didn't get involved, so I'm glad our producer Nick is back and going crazy in the gallery. On this Tuesday morning, I'm Olivia Buzaglo. It's 5:35. This is the Early Sports Breakfast. From 6 a.m, it's talkSPORT Breakfast with Ali McCoy and Gabby Agbonlahor. Some of your headlines then this Tuesday morning. Conor Benn says he's targeting a mega fight with Ryan Garcia after signing with new promoter Zuffa Boxing. The British welterweight has left Eddie Hearn's Matchroom stable in a major shake-up to join the US outfit run by UFC boss Dana White. There are 4 race meetings today. They run at Newcastle, Southall, Catterick and Leicester. And England are aiming for back-to-back wins in the Super 8s at the T20 Cricket World Cup this afternoon. Harry Brook's side face Pakistan in Palakkala, with the captain insisting they haven't hit top gear, especially openers Joss Buttler and Phil Salt.
Joss hasn't fired yet, but when he does fire and he gets on a very good wicket, he's going to get 100 and blitz the team away. And same with Salty as well. He's got 60, but it's not the flourishing Salty that we know. And once we can figure that power play out and get on top of them with the bat, then we're going to be a very hard team to beat.
A win should be enough to secure England a semi-final place. We'll have plenty more on talkSPORT Cricket's YouTube channel for more on all the biggest stories. You can go to talksport.com. Just a recap then of our top story on early breakfast. Man United, are they in pole position for top 4? They have 16 points from 6 games under Carrick. We asked him, what's the best decision he's made so far?
Players have been fantastic. The way they've applied themselves, the way they've invested in it, and more so tonight. I think when it's not quite coming easy and it's not quite coming not quite coming easy, I guess, and you've got to find a way. So that's the spirit, hopefully, that we've built up, and the connection between each other and the trust and that belief, and that in the end it comes out, and then that's what you get.
Yeah, and the games that they've played have been particularly impressive under Michael Carrick. Obviously, the West Ham game a little bit frustrating, but I'm sure they would have taken it given the results that have come before that. And after it, for me, there is no excuse for Manchester United. They have to finish in a Champions League spot. They're the only team going for those places that don't have any single other focus. Just the Premier League, a game a week pretty much. Everyone else is in Europe in the FA Cup. And obviously Arsenal and City in the League Cup as well, but obviously the final just to go. But Man United fans, how are you feeling about Michael Carrick? Is he getting the job at the end of the season? I suppose that is the big question. Right, back to boxing then. We've been boxing, football. We're asking the question, is there any loyalty left in sport? This is after Conor Benn left Matchroom for Dana White's Zuffa Boxing. Matchroom president Barry Hearn called Benn classless on talkSPORT Breakfast yesterday. You have to remember that Matchroom obviously stuck with Ben through his failed drugs test and mental struggles, but didn't have anything on paper. Matchroom CEO Frank Smith told Matterface and Jordan they should have renewed Ben's contract, but clearly underestimated the strength of the relationship.
I think there's a way to go about things. And I think with what we dealt with Conor and went through, there was a way he should have dealt with it in terms of making a phone call. I agree with certain points Simon made there, but there's a way to go about things. And I think that's just basic morals, take out busy, to ring.
Do you take any responsibility for not securing the talent, though?
Yeah, obviously. I'm not going to sit here and say, we didn't have him signed. But we felt that the relationship was bigger than a signed contract.
Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it? Obviously, Conor Benn had been basically with Matchroom since he turned professional, and obviously followed in the footsteps of his father Nigel as well. And obviously that was where Conor Benn made his name, as in, obviously we knew it through his dad, but he personally made his name through Matchroom Boxing. And obviously all the things that Conor Benn went through, Matchroom stuck by his side. And I know he said Zuffa Boxing presented him with an opportunity that he couldn't turn down. And I know Conor Benn actually said, didn't he, in his Instagram, that he hopes him and Matchroom can still work together. Or no, he wants Eddie Hearn to still be part of his team. But I wonder how Eddie Hearn feels about that, because he obviously said he only got an email from the lawyer basically saying that this was all happening. So yeah, an interesting one from Conor Benn, but he is obviously no longer with Matchroom. Thank you for getting in touch this morning. Today's top 5 is the top 5 outfield players that have played the most Premier League minutes this season. We got Virgil van Dijk and Jarrod Bowen. They were the two, so we were asking you if you could help us out. Nikola Milenkovic, Rich the Forest fan. Is that right? I don't think that is right. That is right. Well done, Rich the Forest fan. Daz the Leeds fan has said James Garner. James Garner has played the most minutes, or top 5 most minutes. That's unbelievable. And also, I would never have got James Garner, by the way. Like, never in a million years would I have got James Garner. I probably wouldn't have even got Nikola Milenkovic as well. And plenty of you have also got the last one as well. I probably should have got this myself, to be honest. Jordan in Blackpool, Jammer, Daz the Burnley fan, Steve and Mark in Nottingham all got James Tarkowski. So those 5 are the players with the most Premier League minutes out of outfield players in the Premier League. Virgil van Dijk, Nikola Milenkovic, James Garner, James Tarkowski and Jared Bowen. Today we're asking you the question as well. Is there a media agenda against Arsenal? Someone sent in a message saying, if there's been a media agenda versus Arsenal for 30 years, talkSPORT wouldn't be as big as it was if Adrian Darren hadn't spent 15 years goading Arsenal fans. I just don't think Arsenal fans help themselves, to be perfectly honest. And Jake, the Arsenal fan, said, the fact that every other fan base thinks there isn't an agenda versus Arsenal proves there is. We're constantly pulled up on things other teams don't get pulled up on. Like what? Please, can you explain to me what Arsenal fans get pulled up on that other teams don't? You're the only team that's finished second 3 times in a row, like out of recent seasons. So that's why everyone's talking about that. Arsenal are in pole position to win the title. You should be 10, 11, 12 points clear by now. And if Man City win their game in hand, it's 2. That should never have happened, given how good Arsenal have been and how off it City have been this season. But please, Jake, Arsenal fan, let me know what you think that you're pulled up on that other teams don't, because I don't think so, and I just think it's to do with Arsenal fans, to be perfectly honest. 81089 on the text. Right, it's 5:42. Time now for this.
It's a front page throwdown. Oh, what a move! The front page is first on the early sports breakfast. talkSPORT.
Right, Nick's back with us for a look at today's front pages. Nick, what have you got for us?
Well, the Japanese want snowball fighting in the Winter Olympics. What do you think about that?
I don't really understand, how that would work.
Well, there's proper competition. This year's 37th Showa Shinzan International Yukigassen, it's called. 118 teams. They get in, basically, team of 7 aside. There are walls you can hide behind. It's a little bit like paintballing, where you have to go and capture the other team's flag and bring it back to your base.
But you can't get hit, and if you get hit, there's
if you get hit, you're out. Exactly, yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about that, to be honest.
I was wondering. I mean, I
think it's an Olympic sport.
We could get into the Olympics.
Yeah, we actually could. Maybe that's a good way into it. Actually, practice your. Yeah.
I was wondering what other children's games could be made into Olympic sports. Maybe Olympic Kirby.
I loved Kirby. Yeah? What an unbelievable game.
Headers and volleys.
And also, I have a really funny game. Please let me know if you listening know what I'm talking about. There was a game, Nick. Please tell me you remember.
Yep.
You basically, all I remember, I don't really remember what happened. You just had to cut a chocolate bar with a knife and fork, but you also had a hat, scarf, gloves, and loads of layers on, and you had to run around the table.
We called this fish and chips.
So you do actually remember?
Yeah, and you had to roll a 6. Once you roll it, so you go around in a circle rolling.
You're running around the table. No,
I think once you roll a 6, you can then run to put the hat and gloves and everything
and then
and then start eating chocolate.
I remember playing
the next time someone rolls a 6, they then jump on, and you have
to take it all off.
Let them.
See, I remember that, but please let me know if you remember that as well, because I thought I was going mad, but I don't think I am.
What do people call it? Because we call it fish and chips.
I have no idea what I call it.
Punch the monkey update. I know you've been talking about this one since I've been away.
Yes, yesterday I did give everyone an update on Punch the Monkey. He is in a zoo in Japan. I am going to Japan next month, and best believe if I have a day off, I'm going to see Punch the Monkey.
This is a macaque, and it's been given a toy orangutan, but it's now making friends with the other monkeys. So it was a very lonely monkey, and now it's got some little mates in there.
I think it's just so cute because he's just the tiniest monkey there. He's the tiniest monkey, and he just pulls along this toy monkey with him and just hugs it when all the other monkeys are being horrible to him. But I'm so happy he's made friends, and I'm going to go and see him.
Thank the Lord for that. Also, Lewis Hamilton's revealed the secret to his success.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, brushing his teeth, he sort of does affirmations to himself in the morning, gives himself a little pep talk. Lewis, 41, this is in the Daily Star, admitted when you're brushing your teeth or starting your day, say positive affirmations about how your day is going to go, what your goal is, how you'll approach the job. When you speak positively about yourself, your body reacts to that. Do you believe in this?
Absolutely not.
No?
I actually don't ever do this. The only time I ever give myself like a pep talk is like this morning when my alarm went off. And I thought, you really need to get up for this. So I have to talk myself into getting up because I'm just like, I don't want to get up. But then I'm like, right, yep. And then I'll get up. That's the only time. Do you?
I do it when I shouldn't be doing something. So I'll just give myself a little talking to. I'm trying to not eat white bread at the moment.
So when you walk
it's like
around
one of my
the
favourite
supermarket.
foods. So when I'm in the supermarket, I just go, don't buy white bread, don't buy white bread, just buy brown bread.
I mean, it's a similar thing, isn't it?
I mean,
it's a similar thing, but your body listens, as Lewis is saying.
Yeah.
Your body listens, and you don't buy white bread, Nick. So
very, very quickly, millions of truck drivers and delivery drivers are risking lives relying on just 4 hours of sleep. Now, this is obviously
Very
quite a
on brand.
serious story, but yeah, 61% of delivery drivers just get 4 to 6 hours of sleep on work nights. We know about lack of sleep
We
and
do.
how it affects us, right?
We
And
do.
people listening at this time may well understand this a lot. But doctors are worried it's equivalent to 2 million chronically sleep-deprived workers. Apparently, Hertfordshire, Cambridgeshire and Leicestershire are likely to be most affected. So get in touch with
Can
your
relate.
sleep woes.
yeah, I feel like most people that listen to this show in the morning will know because all I do is moan about lack of sleep. But it's fine.
Yeah, but we're not doing any serious job though, are we?
There's way more serious
There
jobs
are.
out there than this one. Nick, thank you very much.
Yes.
Pleasure as always. Right, it's just coming up to 5:47. You're listening to Early Breakfast with me, Olivia Buzaglo. Up next, we'll look ahead to tonight's Champions League football and a bit of Championship footy as well.
You'll see both of them today.
Yeah, foul. Thank you. Definitely. 100%.
Given a free
What
kick.
are we doing here? Ref, don't let
Cross
ref-
comes in from
ref,
the
what are we
right-hand
doing
side.
here? No.
Gabriel
Ref, what are we
goes
doing
up to
here?
win the header.
Ref, what are we doing
Conan
here?
Moani takes it down and scores.
Ref, what are we
the
doing here?
referee, as soon as the ball hit the back of the net, has given a foul.
Ref, what are we
How
doing
much contact is there?
Ref, let's
Has
not
he
be dumb.
pushed him? Has he shoved him? Let's have a look at a replay, Abby.
Ref, let's
I
not
bet
be
this
dumb.
is soft.
This is going to be so soft.
If it's soft,
and so
because
dry.
it's soft doesn't mean it's not a foul. Let's get that one
Imagine
right.
if it was on you lot.
It's not though. It's on you.
Gallagher, ball comes in.
Yes.
Oh,
ref.
that's no way a foul! It's no way a foul!
He's pushed him, ref.
Are you joking?
That's got no place
Oh
in the
my
game.
God,
Oh, it's so
That's got no
soft!
place in the
DJ,
game.
take your
I didn't
hands
see it.
off
I've got
6'5"
comments.
centre
We have
half.
to let
That's
the ref-
embarrassing.
We have to let the ref
That is a
rest.
disgrace.
Look at that. Oh, ref.
Oh, that's not a foul!
Oh,
That's
my days.
embarrassing!
Oh,
That's
my-
a goal!
That is
That's not a
horrible.
foul!
How
That's
Oh,
not
my
a
days.
foul!
How is that not being?
That's
Oh,
not a
my
foul.
God, ref.
That
That's
is
got
a
no place in football.
disgrace.
That's got
No
no
way a
place
foul.
in
I
football.
think that's disgraceful.
That's one of the most violent tackles I've seen in a minute. That is crazy.
One second.
That is crazy.
That is an absolute
Talk to the ref.
disgrace.
I didn't see it, so I can't comment on it. I have to
I'm
see
sorry,
the replay.
I think that's a disgrace.
I
That is
don't know, man.
so
I don't know, man.
soft.
It's a classic example of slow motion making it look worse than it
Oh,
There
my
is,
God.
there is minimal contact, and the big lad's gone down
That's
like
crazy.
an
It's
absolute.
So is that not a bias against him because he's a big
It's
player?
so soft.
He wouldn't go down if he didn't feel contact.
How
The
can
game
that
is
be a free
completely
kick then? How
gone.
can that be given as a
You
foul,
not
mate?
talk to the refs.
No, I'm asking you.
I
I'm
don't
trying
know,
to
I don't know.
respect your
It's
opinion.
like literally.
I think it is. I think it's foul.
literally.
Olivia Buzaglo. This is the early sports breakfast here on Talk Sport. We have been looking back at Everton 0, Manchester United 1. Benjamin Šeško, who, by the way, is on every single one of the back pages this morning, scored his 6th goal in 7 games, and it's the 3rd time in 4 matches he's come off the bench to salvage a result for Manchester United, and that's put them just 3 points off Aston Villa in 3rd and in pole position, I would say, ahead of Chelsea and Liverpool to get a Champions League spot. Should they? I think they absolutely should now. I don't think there's any excuses for Manchester United. Of course, there's Champions League knockout playoff second legs tonight. Newcastle in action, but already 6-1 up against Qarabağ. That second leg is at St James's Park this evening. And we know the boxing world has gone mad. Maybe less mad than Jake Paul AJ and Jake Paul Tyson Fury, because Floyd Mayweather is coming out of retirement to face Manny Pacquiao in a rematch of that incredible fight back in 2015 that Floyd Mayweather won via unanimous decision. We'll have plenty more over on the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel if you want reaction to that. We're building up to breakfast at 6 a.m. with Ali McCoist and Gabby Agbonlahor. But now it's competition time.
And they're off. Win a trip to Cheltenham, Alan Brazil style on talkSPORT.
Right, do you fancy joining talkSPORT at the famous Cheltenham Festival for Gold Cup Day? We are giving away the ultimate hospitality experience for 2 on Friday, March the 13th. How about this? You'll get the full day of VIP treatment, a 4-course lunch, but the best part, a complimentary bar all day, celebrity tipsters and plenty more. You'll be experiencing the races in the best way possible, and you'll get to meet some of us. Alan Brazil, Ali McCoy, probably those lot you definitely want to meet them. Here's how to enter for your chance to win. Text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or you can call 0343 418 7260. Lines close this Friday, the 27th of February at 4 p.m. So you'll need to answer your phone then if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a TalkSPORT promotion. Full T's and C's are at talksport.com. So for your chance to win a VIP day out at the Gold Cup at Cheltenham, text WIN to 83338 now. Good luck.
And they're off. Win a trip to Cheltenham, Alan Brazil style on talkSPORT.
Right, there's plenty more coming your way on talkSPORT. Then Adrian Durham brings you kickoff from 7 p.m. on talkSPORT. Champions League games, EFL games as well. You've got Newcastle, Qarabağ, 6-1 up from the first leg. And in the Championship, Hull Derby, Watford, Ipswich as well. Like I said, Newcastle in pole position. I cannot see this being overturned in any way, shape or form. Eddie Howe says he won't be making that many changes for this one.
We'll look at the squad and try and pick a strong team. We want to win the game. So that's the first target. And in some senses, we want to keep a good rhythm with the players. I think it's a really delicate balance we've got between rotating the squad and making sure everyone's fresh to winning the game, and also making sure players don't lose rhythm.
Yeah, Newcastle have been pretty good in the Champions League, a little bit disappointing in the Premier League, but they're in pole position and they will absolutely qualify for the next round. Other games that are on today: Atletico versus Club Brugge. It was a bit of a chaotic first leg, Atletico winning that 3-2, and they're obviously at home for the second leg. They've been good in knockouts. Leverkusen Olympiacos, the German side in control of that one. They're 2-0 up from the first leg. Inter versus Bodo. Remember, Bodo Glimt have also beaten Inter, Atletico Madrid and Man City in their last 3, and Newcastle against Qarabağ, obviously, as we've mentioned, 6-1 up. And Jacob Murphy, who made his 250th Newcastle appearance at the weekend, says he's hungry for more success with the club.
We've been reaching new heights in different ways, and this is another milestone which we can achieve, and if we can do that, we'll be super buzzed about it, because we've done some really good things in previous seasons, and this will be another one to add to it.
Yeah, that's the game tonight. On Wednesday, you've got Atalanta Dortmund, 2-0 up Atalanta from the first leg, and they're at home. Juve Galatasaray, 5-2 Galatasaray won that, possibly the biggest shock of the knockout round there. PSG Monaco, 3-2 up PSG. They were 2-0 down in that game, but they're obviously at the Parc des Princes. You'd see them winning that, the holders of the competition. And Real Madrid versus Benfica. Obviously, Prestiani is suspended for that one. Mourinho has a touchline ban, and Vinicius Junior's goal in the first leg has put Real Madrid 1-0 up. You expect them at the Bernabeu to get that job done. And the Champions League draw is on Friday, the 27th of February. Obviously, there is no country sort of, you can play whoever you like. English teams can get English teams. I know Chelsea can either get PSG if they get through, or Newcastle if they get through. And Newcastle, pretty much through already, can play either Chelsea or Barcelona. So keep an eye out for the draw there. You've also got Championship football. Middlesbrough looking to bounce back after their defeat to Coventry. It's a 7:45 kickoff against Leicester, who definitely need 3 points. They look like they could be going down. That's a talkSPORT 2 exclusive. They would go level on points with a win. Middlesbrough would if they win. If they win today, they go level on points with Coventry. So that one's talkSPORT 2 for you. Elsewhere, Ipswich can go third with a victory at Watford. Wrexham are currently in the top 6. They host Portsmouth as well. West Brom face Charlton, a big game for them. Thank you for getting in touch this morning. 81089 on the text. We were talking about if there's a media agenda for Arsenal. Carl, the Arsenal fan, we get pulled over for over-celebrating. We get blamed for being boring when other teams don't do anything to win. Arteta's still trying to instill a new mentality, and he gets ridiculed for it. Oh, God, do you know what is boring? Arsenal fans moaning about everything. There's no media agenda. You should win the league this season, and if you don't... Arya said Arsenal have won every Champions League game in a cup final, still in the FA Cup and top of the league, yet the narrative is dropped points. Well, you have dropped points, and City aren't as good. They're also facts. They're also facts. True Crime Tuesday as well. Roger in Mansfield. The Iceman is a great book. Richard in Sheffield recommended it earlier. Perfect. Same one. I might have to have a look. And Stuart on the M1. The Iceman. Oh my gosh, everyone's recommending this book. I'm definitely going to read it. Thank you for getting in touch today. And just finally, Ali McCoist is ready from 6 with Gabby. It's just time to play you this on Monday's show. Ali took a call from a guy called Ibs. That's Ibs, Abby. Abby?
Right, back to the phone lines. Pounds is a delight. Is this his name? Ibs. By the way, Ibs. Well, by the way, it's an L and a B and a S written as pounds. Ibs. A very good morning. A very good morning to you, mate. My first thing is Ibs is an apology, but he's put an L, a B and a S, and it looks like pounds, mate.
That is so funny, by the way, because I've just had a go at Ali for calling someone pounds or Ibs, and I've just called him Abby. I'm so sorry, Ali. Loads more coming up on Breakfast with Ali and Gabby this morning. Winter Games bronze medalist Zoe Atkin, got gold medalist Tabby Stoker, and former England cricketer Mark Butcher as well. You've been listening to Early Breakfast. Me, Olivia Buzaglo, Ali and Gabby on the way.